Hello everyone and welcome back. Sebastian, Joel, EV Geek Studios, and if you've been watching our channel lately, we just got done reviewing Rivian R1S, Tesla Model X, technically both three-row SUVs.
Yes.
So we thought we'd talk to you a little bit about a little side-by-side comparison, because even though they are both three-row SUVs, some similarities, but a whole lot of difference.
Oh yeah.
So let's start pricing. So if I were to buy these new, Sebastian, what am I looking at?
Yeah, so these two new, so just for notes, this is an R1S Gen 1 quad large pack. This is a Model X. I think it's just all-wheel drive.
A lot of people call it the base model.
Okay.
So yeah.
When this one was new, the launch edition started at around 95 grand. When this one was new, MSRP was 122. This one, quad motor, as mentioned, 131 kilowatt hour battery pack. Because it's on the all-terrain tires, they quote, yes, I think 280-ish for range.
Yep.
This one, 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, dual motor, 320-ish miles of range.
Yep.
Used, very similar price.
Yep.
Currently. This one has like 20-something thousand miles on it. That one has like 20-something thousand miles on it. So, all that said, that's kind of where they were starting. So, nowadays, this is actually way more expensive. These are like 120 now in the Gen 2s.
And this held its value more than this, it seems.
Roughly, yes. Yeah, but these are like 122 now. The new models are 99.
Yeah.
99,990.
Yes.
And that's including the Lux package
So
that they force you to get.
a swap in price over the years.
But I just thought it was interesting because, again, these are kind of, Tesla and Rivian are kind of in that head-to-head space, it feels like, and doing, like, they both do their software really good. People who have their Teslas love their Teslas. People who have their Rivians love their Rivians. They have loyal fan bases, good software. They both can charge at very, like, pretty similar locations and similar charge speeds and curves. And there's just a lot together. I kind of thought it was neat just to take a tour. Because, again, these are also both three-row SUVs, which is a growing segment in the EV market. Maybe one day we'll have infinite time. We'll have a Model X, an R1T, your EV9. We can throw in, I don't know, an EX90. We just have all these different three-row EVs and just really kind of go side by side. But limited time, today we get R1S, Model X, courtesy of Evolve Auto. Huge thanks to Colin for letting us come and crash over here for a little bit and take his two cars.
Gotcha. All right, so we're going to move on. Performance. So performance-wise, what are you getting from these two?
Yeah, so as mentioned, quad motor.
Yep.
That thing rips.
It does.
It's fast. That said, this one's not a slouch.
No, it's not.
At all. Tesla all-wheel drive has never felt slow. This one, it does that. It punches you, it kicks you back. That said, there's a faster one. You can get the Plaid. But yeah, this one's just all-wheel drive.
Both of them come with air suspension, correct?
Both have air suspension.
Gotcha.
And this one, all-wheel drive, I believe Tesla favors rear-wheel drive bias.
Yep.
Quad motor on these, when you're just cruising around in conserve mode, it disconnects the rear motors and keeps you kind of in a front-wheel drive config.
All right. So let's kind of go inside, comfort-wise, because this is where I think there's a big difference.
Yeah, so really that's a preference thing. You know what? Let's grab the camera. Let's just kind of show it quickly.
Gotcha. Okay.
To let people make their own kind of judgments.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So we told you a little bit about basic features of these two cars. Let's kind of get in the nitty-gritty and just kind of show you, some of the similarities and differences when it comes to these two.
Yeah. So these, I want to be kind of clear, these are not marketed similarly at all. That said, I do feel like they probably end up getting cross-shopped because you're looking for three-row SUVs and you're looking at Tesla, you're looking at Rivian. Because I feel like those brands probably cross-shop
luxury
decently.
three-row SUVs.
You're looking for a luxury three-row SUV. That said, these are marketed differently. That's kind of your all-around sporty whatever. This is marketed as an adventure vehicle. Rivian is very proud of this like adventure image that they've crafted. This is an adventure vehicle. And so when you look around on the outside, you can see that, right? You've got these kind of chunky, you got tow hooks here on the front. You've got, I'd really love this stadium lighting on the front of the Rivian.
Yes.
You got coming around the side, chunky all-terrain tires. They don't all have all-terrains, but that's an option.
Makes the driving a little less noisy.
Little noisy, yeah. These have CCS. For 2026, they did move to NACS, which is nice. But this is a CCS port. Pop it open there. And I mean, really, with these large packs, 10 to 80 is about 40 minutes every time. 40, 45 minutes every time.
Location's in an odd spot, but it is what it is.
So That said, both these vehicles can use Tesla superchargers. This can use less Tesla superchargers than that one because these can only use V3 and V4 stations that are open to non-Teslas. That one can use any of them. That said, at this point, there's so many big, like 250 kilowatts superchargers
We only have
available.
one V2 in this state still.
I actively would be trying to avoid 150s if I drove a Tesla.
Yep.
Anyway, coming around.
And I think Tesla software actually, if you're a Tesla owner, tries to avoid it too as well.
Coming around, you have these auto present door handles. You can pop it open. This is, fully manual door. Got music playing. Whoops.
Don't want copyright infringement.
But take a peek on that interior. So you can see this is using all leather. You've got a 2-screen layout, just like Model X, where you've got kind of your visualizations on the driver's screen, your infotainment system. These two cars have pretty neck and neck software, in my opinion. Like they're responsive, quick, easy to use, tons of features, work well. And really, I mean, just materials on the Rivian are excellent. You've got this Alcantara headliner, you got a full glass roof. You've got this has got the black and green accented interior. There's also a white interior option. There was also in 2022 a green option.
I remember that.
The green is sick. Anyway, but yeah, everything in here just is nice. You got these like nice accents. You got wood. You got a little built-in flashlight. You've got a camp speaker down in the floor. And so yeah, and let's take a peek here. So this is one difference kind of right away. All these R1Ts have bench seats on the second row.
So we were just talking about that with Colin.
Yes.
About maybe having an option for captain seats in the second row. Yes.
And so you can kind of take a peek what that second row looks like. You got your cup holders, you got a screen. You've got, I mean, again, you can just kind of look and tell. It's a nice interior. Like you've got nice metal accents around, you've got accent colors, you've got USB-C ports galore. I think there's 4 in the second row.
Yes, there is.
There's 2 in the one in each headrest, 2 under the screen. And yeah, and then to get to the third row, you have a button here on the top of the seat you can press. You'll see it'll unlatch, slides forward. And I'll let you take a quick peek back there. In the third row, you get cup holders, you get air vents, you get little storage pockets. The third row on this is not heated. You only get the air vents. You don't have any like seat control, seat climate.
Any USB-C outlets back here?
You have USB-Cs and they're in the cubbies.
Okay, I can't reach those right now. So yeah.
But you do have them.
Yep. Oh, there they are. In there. So yeah. And as you can see, it's not a very thick. That's a very kind of padding-wise. That's a very small.
Yeah, it's a pretty thin seat. Again,
thin seat for the third row.
Row is not really designed to be a.
It's an emergency use. I got to throw some kids in the car or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and or for kids that are going to be much smaller in size and not need.
You're not using a 4-row with adults that are over 6 feet tall in their 30s usually.
This is also just as a note because this is a difference. This is a manual seat, so you have manual tilt, manual slide.
Gotcha.
And really, this is where, from here forward, is the huge difference. This is a traditional 3-box SUV, right? You've got this big boxed area here. Come back here. You got a traditional liftgate trunk.
The split liftgate, which is cool.
Split gate, so you have a top half that opens, bottom half you can open separately. You can throw it down, sit on it. I do like you get lighting to illuminate at night, which is great. Again, this being the adventure vehicle. Down here you have a household style outlet as well as
so far on these
built-in air compressor.
Gen 1s, air compressors were standard.
Right.
Now it's an option.
Right. But again, that's kind of comes with the whole adventure style vehicle. To close it up, you do have to manually lift that. That's it. It is pretty light.
Same thing you would expect in a standard 3-row gas-powered EV. I mean, not EV, gas-powered car.
And really not a whole lot else on the outside to talk about other than, again, just I think these look great.
They look.
The silver is actually a pretty decent color on them. I like color. Rivian, please bring back Compass Yellow. Please, please, please.
Here's the thing for yellow cars.
But the silver, it does actually legitimately look good in silver.
Yep.
We will also take a look at, because it is a cool thing to note, for packaging reasons, you do get a front trunk on the Rivian like you do on the Model X. Pretty decent wide space.
Oh, netting here. I didn't
You
see
have a
that.
little cargo net. You can also lift this up. You'll notice this is actually all plastic and it has a drain.
Yes.
But yeah, nice little area. You also have your emergency release in here to close. I think you can also use that button to close, can't you? No, okay.
We were wrong. All right, now you know what the Rivian looks like. If you're cross-shopping, kind of got a sense of that. Let's hop over to the X.
Yeah. Also, one last thing. So the Rivian you can use key cards. You can do phone as a key. There is also an optional key fob, which you can see here. So this is lock, unlock, trunk, frunk, and it's a little carabiner, which is kind of cool.
That doesn't come with them anymore. That's an option you can get.
Right. Accidentally dropped the key tag. My bad.
Colin would be mad
Sorry,
if we did
Colin.
that.
It's okay. I found it. I picked it up.
There you go.
Tesla, all the same stuff. You can get a key fob for Model X. It comes with a key card. Phone is a key. All that's the same. We don't have a key. We just have the card.
Yep.
And coming around on the outside of this, so this, it looks like a Tesla. It looks like a Model X. You kind of have this nose.
Even though
up
it's a
front.
3-row SUV, consider it looks like a car.
It looks. It
Like-
doesn't look any really bigger.
Yeah.
Just from a glance. I'm sure if you park them next to each other, it's pretty obvious.
Yep.
It doesn't, to me, look much larger than a Model Y. You got your full LED lighting, typical LED light signature, typical LED kind of front grille area, smooth on the front. Come around, you can see huge difference. Just, I mean, this one, all-terrain tires, meaty all-terrain tires. This one is going for the more sport look. These are Eagle F1. Are these all seasons? These might not even be all seasons.
These are meant to get up and go.
Yeah, these are get up and go tires.
Yeah.
These are go fast tires. Driver's assistance is one thing we haven't mentioned yet in this video. This has Rivian, they call it, I think, enhanced highway assist. It's a hands-on system, pre-mapped, does lane centering, does not do lane changes on the Gen 1, Gen 2 does. Just kind of, it's basically it's kind of, I would compare it to a Super Cruise, but like early Super Cruise before they started adding in lane changing. This, being a Tesla, has support for autopilot by standard. You can add FSD, which FSD is hands-off, does automatic lane changing, all that jazz. And so you'll notice as you go around, like this has cameras all over it. This also very obviously has cameras all over it. You've got the repeater there. Model X, in the kind of more luxury sense, has power doors. So I can press this, and the door will power open, which is cool.
Getting a drive-by by a Cybertruck.
These also, if you close, you can power close. Of course, I would, if I was closing the door, I would just close the door.
Yes.
Because they are also, I mean,
Sometimes you just
open,
want to slam it shut. Yep.
they do also soft close, which is nice. But I'll pop that back open. And if you want to take a real quick peek of the front seat, this should look like a Tesla. I mean, you have the 2-screen setup that we've had in Model S and Model X forever. You've got your skinny little gauge screen, really big infotainment. Again, software in these are excellent. You know, you've got good route planning, you've got good controls, you've got like, is good. It's a pretty comfortable place to be as well, like the seating and position and whatnot.
Huge glass roof, all one piece.
All one piece, but segmented some.
Yes.
Has like, you know, the mirror lines and such, like stuff like that.
See, you can do a lot of different features here with the compartments. You can pull that out. You shut it like that. You have the cup holders there, and also some additional storage in here if you need to. So plenty of storage in both these vehicles as well. Both these are going to come with leather seats.
Of course.
Yes. The Rivian did have some cloth on them, so yeah.
But it was more like accenting,
Accenting
not
cloth, yes.
Coming to here, this is where things really get interesting on Model X. Model X has gold wing doors on the rear, which have some advantages, but also seem over-engineered.
Yes.
The advantage is super easy to get in.
Yeah.
You have no headroom constraints, no whatever. If you want to pop in real quick, take a look. You get a rear screen on these as well. You've got good leg room in the current seating position.
Yep. As you can see, I can do different things here. I can adjust the airbag here. I can adjust the seats heated, which is fun. Why would I? Oh, that's my heated seats, and there's heated seats in the back too, so I can
Yeah, so
control.
that's a difference.
Yes.
R1T does not have third row heated seats.
Plus, I have the option too of moving this up if need. Above these up. I don't know if I like that feature.
You can move the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Again, it won't let you do it though if someone's sitting in the seat.
Gotcha. Okay. And then also you can adjust, you know, your music back here, the source. If you're in the back row, you can see you can do Netflix, YouTube, Twitch, things like that. And then you also have the option to do games as well. You can connect a Bluetooth controller or one through USB-Cs. As you see, we got 2 USB-Cs down there. We also have this little cup holder that pops out too as well. And then you have your settings back here. We can just do the brightness, clean it, all that fun stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. And so this one, third row, if you want to hop out real quick, or I guess you can show like that.
Yep.
I'll show the seat controls in a second. So you can see it's a pretty compact, and really the main thing is actually I want you to hop out. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get you to hop out a little bit because
There
I
you
want
go.
to show one big difference. So Model X, as we already mentioned, does not have a traditional 3-box SUV shape. So it does curve
gonna
off pretty
slope down
hard.
down the pillars,
and
yep.
that makes this part a little difficult. To move the seat up, you do have a button here.
These are captain seats.
These are captain seats, something you don't get on R1T.
Yep.
And you'll see it kind of goes forward and tilts. The seat is one whole unit. And so like if you want to move the backrest, which I guess it won't let me do it in that position, if that makes sense. Do that. Interesting. Anyway, the whole seat moves. It doesn't necessarily pivot in the center or whatnot. So let me slide that all the way as far as it'll go. And to get in, this is one thing. Getting in is easy because you have wide open headroom. Hop in. But the issue starts, oops, accidentally kicked the whole format. Anyway,
you just jacked up
this is where the issue starts.
You got to slouch.
I'm too tall. I'm 6 foot tall.
You got to slouch like a 16-year-old.
Which isn't awful, except then when I'm slouching, my knees are further forward. And I mean, that's uncomfortable.
Yes, and it would be tough for someone like me who is 6 foot to comfortably sit in front of him.
And that is ultimately just a result of this more swooping shape. Now that said, getting in and out, it's much easier because you have wide open space above you. It's also easier. The seat typically goes further forward this way. I'm assuming that front seat needs to be moved. Climb out. But yeah, so third row is definitely not near as usable. That's a good word. As in R1.
Yes.
Close this gull wing door. And really, cargo space also suffers on this because it has this swooping space. You know, the back seat, the cargo space in that third row was normal.
Yep.
Right? It's not very deep, but it's got plenty of height.
More of a 90-degree angle.
This one, it's not that the trunk is small, but you see it's not very deep. You know, it's about the same this way, but you can only go up this high.
Gotcha. Because
of the sloping roof. Now, you do have the advantage. You do have a very deep underfloor space. So you could, in theory, if you know you need to move whole stuff, you
take that out.
Take this out.
If you have something tall to put in,
put it somewhere.
Yep.
But that's, you know, a consideration you have to make nonetheless.
Yep.
Power close, of course. And really, this does have native NACS back driver's side.
Yep.
Can charge on any Tesla supercharger. Can also charge, or at least this vintage, this generation Model X. The older ones, you have to do a retrofit. You can charge these on CCS stations with an adapter.
Yep.
The older ones,
if it's enabled.
Yeah. The older ones, there was a retrofit you have to do in order to do that. And really, the only thing I want to look at on the outside of this, let me pop open my power door again. Oh, I got a flyaway hair. Whoops. Is we'll open the front trunk.
So you cannot open the front trunk externally. You have to do it from the screen.
Or from the app.
Or from the app.
Yeah. Come up here, give it a lift. Big front trunk. It's not small. It is carpeted.
Yep.
So again, that kind of comes into that posturing again. Adventure vehicle.
Yep. Luxury.
Daily luxury car.
Yep.
Carpeted, but pretty similar size, or at least it feels similar. You do get a light, you get your tow hook, all that's normal. Not power open or closed, so you do have to manually do this and then give it a solid little punch like that to get it closed.
All right, so we've compared the two. You know, we have the Rivian R1S over here. We have the Tesla Model X over here. Sebastian, you have the money, $100,000 or so. Which one are you getting?
I'm gonna buy the R1S.
I'm probably gonna buy the R1S too.
I just like the look, man.
Yep.
There's plenty of people who like Model X, you know, whatever. But at this point, and I feel the same way Model S, they've not really changed that much since they are new. They've done some interior refresh. You know, they went from the vertical screen to the horizontal screen.
Yep.
They just did a kind of light exterior refresh for the 2025 model year. But ultimately, this doesn't feel like a new enough car. Like, this doesn't feel like you're getting that much different than you would in 2016.
The basic selling point for this car is software, full self-driving. That's what people.
Tesla.
That's a Tesla. For this, it's more of a family hauler. I mean,
yeah, it's a family hauler that
going off-road
you can also go that you can, in theory, have fun with.
Yep.
Now, I personally, I don't have the guts to take a $100,000 vehicle off-road.
Yep.
Because I don't want to break it.
But you could.
But I could.
Yep.
And yeah, I love the way Rivian postures themselves.
Yes.
I love the way the vehicle looks. I like the interior. I feel like this is very simple, Spartan, nice materials, but very simple. This is simple, but still finds a way to feel like a luxury car.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, yep. All right, so we want to know what you think. In the comments below, if you had to choose, Rivian R1S or Tesla Model X, or a third option, like we said, Volvo EX90, Kia EV9, Hyundai Ioniq 9. Which one of those three-row SUVs do you prefer? As always, thank you for joining us today. Sebastian, wave to the camera.
Bye!
And before we leave, don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification icon, and we'll see you on another EV Geek Studio review. So long, everyone.